This is Afghan or Tunisian crochet. As you can see when you look at the fabric, it creates little squares. So often it is used in a plain color, and then other needle crafts such as cross-stitching or embroidery will be worked in one or two or numerous colors to create a pattern on top of this graft. It will make a lovely panel for a baby blanket or an Afghan or whatever. You can also see that the fabric, when you look at the other side, it seems to have a running stitch, and it's a nice spongy fabric. It feels like knitting, but it's not. It is crocheted and it's worked with an Afghan or Tunisian hook. You'll notice it's a very long hook. Mine has a bump in it because it's been used a lot. This is a J hook, and you start out working with a regular hook that is usually one or two sizes smaller. This is an I hook, and because I'm just doing a little swatch, I'm going to keep working with the regular hook. You normally do a loose chain, your foundation chain with your regular hook, and then switch over to your Afghan hook. I'm not going to do that right now. But to make a nice clean edge, work through the back loop, and that's the reason to do a loose stitch so it's easier to work with. Pull, yarn over and pull through, and just work along the edge, the back edge, doing a yarn over and pulling it up on your hook. Yarn over, pulling it up on your hook, and you'll notice you're getting a nice clean chain edge. And I'm going to work across. Now this is something a little extra. When you get down to the end, before you work the last one, do a loop over. We're putting an extra loop in there, and you'll see why in just a minute or so. So I've now got, oops, I got it uneven, my loop over, and I've put it through, and now I have all my loops on the hook. I've got the nice chain edge, and I'm going to do the cast off, which is a yarn over, pull it through 2, and that is different, pull it through 2, even in the beginning, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2, and work it all the way down to the end until you have one loop left on your hook. Now, since we're doing the basic stitch, we're going to be working through the front vertical bar. These other loops can be used to create other stitches, and I'll be doing some in future videos, but right now we're doing the basic stitch. So it's under the front vertical bar, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. And you're going to start creating those boxes with that vertical bar. And when you get to the end of the row, do your last vertical, and then we're going to go down and we're looking for the 2 chain stitches. There's one, the front and the back loop, and we want to get those on. And what's going to happen is we're going to start creating on our non-dominant hand a nice chain edge. So I'm going to pull just one loop through, and I'm going to continue now with my yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And as you work, you'll pull it out a little bit to loosen those loops. And we're down. And we're going to do one more row now. Under that vertical bar, yarn over and pull through. And of course you'll have as many loops consistently as you begin with, so you can keep the pattern even. But in this pattern it's pretty easy to see as you look down the row if you've got enough boxes so you're not weaving in and out. And here again I'm going through that last chain and doing a yarn over and pulling through. And you can see the patterns already developing yarn over and pull through 2 all the way across. And what's nice about this is you have a nice clean edge all the way around. You can see it in this panel here. The dominant edge is a nice clean chain. The non-dominant edge is a nice clean chain. The pattern is consistent on both edges. No holes or gaps, no strange edging on it. So the panel is actually complete. So you can just do an edging around it if you choose, or unite it with other panels and it's all ready to go. Now to bind off, we would remove our Afghan hook and put the hook back on our beginning hook that we used, the regular crochet hook, and now we're going to go under that loop, pull up, and do a single crochet. Go under that vertical bar, pull up, single crochet. Many people like to bind off with a single crochet, and that's how it's done. I personally like the slip stitch. So with the slip stitch, it's basically the same thing. You go under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through, under the vertical bar, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. You work it all the way down your panel. When you get to the last vertical bar, do the same thing. Here I am at my last vertical bar. I'm doing the same thing, and now I'm going under, again, those last 2 loops at the end that look like a nice little chain stitch, and I do my slip stitch there. And what's nice is now you end up with a very clean rectangle, square, whatever you're making. And like I said, you've got the nice chain edges on the top and the bottom. You've got both ends have a nice clean chain on it, so you are basically finished if you want to put on a fancier edging. And it does make a lovely panel with nice clean edges all the way around. If you would like to see the written instructions, just go to simpleandsensational.com.